Hi everyone, welcome to the Simulate User Summit. It's a dedicated event and specific event we organize at Greatech every year to help our customers to discover our portfolio of products, especially around structural engineering workflows and design analysis software. And we will propose to you during this event several webinars to help you to boost your productivity and streamline your structural engineering workflow. Today, I would like to propose this following topic: enhancing analytical model creation in Revit using Greatech PowerPack tools. I think everyone of you knows that Revit is able to create an analytical model based on the physical model created on Revit Structure platform. We develop at Greatech the PowerPack, which is actually an add-on running top of Revit. We can support, by the way, several versions of Revit 2024, 2023, and so on. And this add-ons is really dedicated to boost your productivity every day and also to help you to manage specific topic, and especially this one, the analytical model creation. For that, I would propose for this session to go through those 4 points. First, a general introduction to kick off, I would say, the session, to explain you the objective and what changed basically in Autodesk strategy with this new analytical model implemented in 2023. As a reminder, just I would like to showcase and highlight some key concepts based on Revit out of the box, how to create the analytical model and how the analytical model works with Revit in the standard version, and then present to you how you can boost, I would say, your productivity and leverage some feature we implement in our PowerPack to create in a simple manner the analytical model and adjust and correct it. And last, how you can combine those benefits with some particular workflow which will connect actually Revit to our FEM software for design analysis and structural design analysis, which is Advanced Design. So, as a general information, as I mentioned, since Revit 2023, the analytical model in Revit, which is something that exists in the software since a couple of years. I think I'm using Revit since a little bit more than 10 years. I always know and manage the analytical model and saw those tools inside the product. So probably it has been there since a while. But since 2023, the concept changed really, and this gives a lot of, I would say, new possibilities, new scenarios based on this really important and impacting change. Why Autodesk did this? Really to help engineers to use Revit as a platform to create structural and to leverage the powerful of structural BIM workflow, to connect Revit to external design analysis software. So the idea is really to help users to create and to manipulate any complex project and structure within this platform and be able to create an analytical model for various type of project. If we compare what Revit was proposing before in terms of approach to now what it's possible to do, I think the screenshot you see on the left is probably familiar with for most of you. It's actually was the philosophy of Revit before, having a kind of checkbox that you were able to check or not, and based on this, it create or not an analytical model. Now the concept is dramatically different, because actually the analytical model and the physical model are clearly separated, and so you will not find those option to enable analytical model and anymore in the platform. So it's very flexible. Now you can create from scratch an analytical model in Revit without having a physical model, and so there is much more flexibility and versatility, I would say, to this new concept. Really a quick overview on what Revit is proposing. I'm not going into the details because it's really a key basic concept and essential notion on Revit, but all the analytical set of tools are localized in the Analyze tab in Revit. Actually, we are talking about, as you see, about a set of 6-7 commands to create either members of panels. To create the analytical members in and the analytical model, I would say, in Revit is actually now composed of two concepts in the logiciel. The concept of member, which is useful for beam and columns, obviously, and the concept of panel for surfacic element. This analytical model now is very flexible. With those handles, users are able to stretch in a very flexible way the analytical model in Revit, which allow user to make various adjustments on the analytical model without having to disconnect the structure, or without having, I would say, an impact on the real physical model. Because those two models are now dissociated, engineers can manipulate the analytical model without any impact on the structural drawings, because the physical model will not be changed by anything that happen in the analytical model. A new concept now which is available to create, I would say, a clear distinction between those members or those panels, which are the two new concepts Revit rely on to build an analytical model, is this concept of structural role. Selecting now members, user will be able to qualify and to specify in the software if this members is a beam, a column, a member, a girder, and so on. The same for panels, and we also have the possibility as well to have this information connection status to detect if indeed the status of the node, which is really interesting. Because we can do filter, and it will be possible, for example, to create a specific filter in Revit and colorize in red color, for example, all nodes which are not connected, for example. Analytical automation, it's a tool based on the Dynamo scripts which help user to automate the analytical model creation from the physical one in Revit. Add association, it's also a new concept in Revit to link an element to an analytical one, so it will be possible to add or to remove this association. I go fast on those concepts. Node with the grid, so now it's possible to link to the grids and to the level the node. To, I would say, to control the structure. So you see a set of tools that help user to build an analytical model based on this new concept. At Greatech, what we did is we developed through an add-on that we name PowerPack for Revit, a set of tools to speed up all tasks relative to analytical model management. When I'm saying all tasks, I would say a specific set of tasks that we identify. What tools we are proposing in the ribbon. First, a tool to quickly show and hide physical model. Why this one? This is to avoid user to play with filter or to manage the visibility of the view through some parameter in Revit. We know that there are some quick tools in Revit to switch on and off the analytical model, but when we want to toggle the visibility, it's required from the user to play through several different parameters, and we know that the visibility in Revit it's something that it's not necessarily complex, but which is actually a dialog box with plenty of options. When you open visibility and graphics in Revit, you have plenty of options. So this is what we try to simplify with those two commands. Next, we have the show hide analytical floors, which is also a tool to manage visibility, but specifically for floor. Why? Because when you are in a floor plan in Revit and if you have an analytical model on floors, due to the fact that floors are a 2D object, which is a planar element, it could hide all objects underneath this planar element, which means columns or beam. And if we want to adjust or select beam more easily, sometimes it's very useful to hide the floors to make those adjustments and then display again the floors. The reason why we created specific tools to toggle the visibility of this command. Magnetize, I will show this command in a short video. It will help to link actually to some objects, and especially analytical members such as beams or columns, to grids. So just select a grid and the analytical member, and the object will be moved and translated to really be perfectly aligned with the grid. It's a way to have to easily converge to a connected structural analytical model. And trim to extend, it's a tool we propose as well to automatically connect unconnected analytical members or panels inside Revit. There is also the command in out of the box of Revit version now. It's a novelty which was brought to the version quite recently, but we also offer this command to manage multiple elements in Revit with our Power Pack. So to show you briefly how it look like, so I propose to present the magnetism command first in this video. So as you see here, you can notice around this grid that several objects are not aligned. We can select them, pick the grid, and automatically you see how the object move. They will automatically be rotated or translated to fit with the grid. So it's very easy to correct and adjust the analytical model. Here, the trim and extend command will be also another tool to adjust and correct the model. Just pick some object, we select an element as a reference, and automatically we can connect and correct several structural elements at once. That's what is interesting with this command. For example, here you see to connect two walls or a set of beam of non-connected beam, for example. So very quick and easy tools that do not require any huge parameter. The next command which could be useful as well to help you to adjust and correct your analytical model within Revit properly is the detect error command. Obviously, the analytical model and creating, I would say, a correct analytical model on a complex project in one click, it's something really complex, because the project is a set of lot of specific and particular case, and it's require really engineering skills to choose and to take the decision of each particular assumption regarding this analytical model. The reason why our approach is to equip our users with a set of tools to help them to correct and the analytical models the way they want, and for that also to detect errors, we create these tools which will rely on some specific geometrical tolerance. I would say some geometrical distance, and based on that, the tool will create a list and detect non-collected elements. User will be able to zoom in for example. So I would like to show you in live just quickly some how the detect error commands works. Basically, I can take the opportunity as well to present quickly the tools regarding the visibility. You see in Revit our Power Packs command will be located there. So we have actually several add-ons. This one is really focused on rebar detailing tools, how to position and place rebar and so on. So I will not deep dive in this ribbon during this session. We have a dedicated tabs to leverage FEM data. I will talk a little bit about that at the end of my presentation, and generate 3D rebar cage and based on structural effort coming from design analysis software. And for the moment we will stick to this Power Pack horizontal set of tools. We're here a section for structural and analytical commands. So we had, by the way, those commands. So detect error I will present. You already know this command in Revit, which show and hide the analytical model itself, but we have those commands to hide the physical model, or to show the physical model. Why it's interesting? Because actually a physical model is composed of various categories: beams, walls, columns, footings, and so on, meaning that if we open the visibility graphics commands, there are several categories here which are concerned. So actually we are trying to avoid user to play by switching on and off all those categories. It will be possible simply, you see, to start with the full model, hide the physical model, hide floors, for example, and you see suddenly it's more easy to understand the frame of this building. I can bring back again the floor, bring back again the physical model, and just for information, it's possible to associate all those commands to a dedicated keyboard shortcut if you want to go faster, by the way, to launch and to call those commands. Regarding the detect error tools, we can find this command in the same I would say drop down menu here, detect command. Simply launch the command here, and you will get here directly the list of potential issues, so 11 in this model. And you see with this zoom and center button, I can just simply, you see, press and navigate inside the model to see where all those issues are located. So there are, you see, several place here. It's because I selected an element. Here it's another position in the building, whereas I can see here, you see that actually the model is connected, but there is a distance between those two nodes. So it's an engineering decision after to see if I want to stretch, correct, and align those points. I'm not going to adjust and correct. It's really a decision of the engineer here to detect and to decide what to do based on those potential issue located by the detect problems commands that you can find here. Here, with these small icons, structural configuration, you will see some option. And you see here minimum allowable distance between nodes, so you can place a value, and this value will be used as an assumption before an assumption to run the detect error command. So the algorithm will use this value to detect if some nodes are not are an issue or not, depending the distance that will be placed here by the user. Okay, that's for these points. I propose to come back to the presentation. Okay, so I present the detect error command. Then a quick, I would say, more a tip and tricks, which is relative to another command of the Purpak, which is the element lookup tools. Actually, this tools is capable of searching any object within the model based on user parameter request, and we develop also some I would say capabilities for these tools in order to make these tools works to search and to select analytical members based on structural roles. So in other words, you would be able to select all quickly all beams, analytical beams, all beams of a certain type, all columns, and so on, based on really advanced queries. So I will show this tool in live, and also we have tools. I will come to this tool later, the create analytical model. Let's first look at the quick and the quick selection based on element lookup command. Okay, so I will use the same model to show some possibilities of the element lookup tool. So I will simply here display the analytical model. I can use the Purpak to hide directly, you see, the physical model, and I will use again the Purpak commands here with the element lookup tools, for example, to search for structural roles. So you see I can place some advanced queries in these dialogues, but I will look, for example, for all beams, columns, floors, or walls. Known, it could be other analytical objects in Revit, such as analytical openings, for example. So here, for example, let's search for all columns. You see here, I have all columns. I can select, you see, object and pick some object directly from these dialogues. You see here, it's very easy to select some objects, or I can isolate one, okay, specifically, or I can directly isolate, show everything, zoom in, also select the object. So I have various commands. Let me here look for the beams. I can isolate, you see, a selection of multiple objects. So here I have all the beams. Same for the wall. Let me display first all the category of object in the model, and I will just restart the tools to refresh the selection. Structural roles here, walls, search. Okay, and I can isolate here again the wall, or pick one, zoom in, you see, show. Oops, the software will automatically zoom on that particular element here. If I select, up, I can isolate after this object. So the quick element lookup tools, it's really a tools based on queries and on parameters that help you to localize any object based on a specific query that you will be able to place in the software. Okay, so back to the presentation. So I'd like to spend a little time on the create analytical command. Actually, you will see that in the Purpak we have two commands: create analytical model, which is this first one, and another one which is automate analytical model, which you can see it on the ribbon. It's the button on the right. Let's talk first about the create analytical model. So this one is it's a quick and easy tool. So as I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, Autodesk Revit propose a tool which name it's, I think it's Automate Analytical Model, I guess, the one which is based on Dynamostrips. What we are proposing here, it's simply click and play tools without any big settings to place. You just select the entire structure, and the software will not create automatically a connected analytical model everywhere, but it will create the analytical members and panel for all objects in the model, and it will create it fast in comparison of the Dynamo scripts. The difference in terms of speed and performance is really important. As you can see here, we did a comparison, and for this model, the small example that I used to showcase some key functionalities of our Power Pack, using the Dynamo scripts, it took 25 seconds and only 9 seconds for using the Power Pack. So you divide more by 2. You multiply, I would say, by 2 the speed. There is a factor of 2. So in bigger models, you can have also, a more important gap between what the Dynamo script will propose and our command. So how it works? So actually you will see that it's as I said, very easy. You start with your model. So as you can see, we have a Revit model without having any analytical object. The dialog is empty. You just select the structure, you press OK, and then the analytical object will be created based on geometrical assumption. The center line for a beam, the center line for a columns, the middle line center for walls, and automatically here you see all analytical object will use the physical model to complete some dedicated parameters, such as the structural materials, the structural wall, the thickness. All those information will be there and copy from the physical model and transfer to the analytical model. So the analytical model will be enriched with those data. So it's not only speeding up the geometrical creation of the analytical model, it's also filling this analytical model with values and parameters coming from the physical one. So the reason why it's interesting, especially for the speed and for the simplicity of the tools and the data population on the model, to populate the analytical model with data. The second manner with our Power Packs to create analytical model is to use this on-fly creation method. I call it like that, which is what Automate Analytical command is enabling. Actually, these tools will work on I would say on a start on and off mode, which means as soon as you will activate this command, automatically the software, each time you are going to create a physical object and a structural physical object in the Revit model, the analytical model will be created on real time in on the Revit files. So actually what we are doing here is that we are replicating somehow, and we are mirroring Revit 22 behaviors in Revit 23 or even Revit 24 for sure, because we are supporting as well Revit 2023 for those of you who didn't jump to the last version of Revit. In the same manner than the create analytical model, which is based on selection, the previous command I showcase and I present, we will copy, we will live copy, I would say, in the analytical model, some parameters, the thickness of the wall, the structural role of the object, and the materials as well will be copied. So it's really a smart way and a nice way to control and adjust step by step and progressively once you are doing your physical model, to have an eye and control step by step and progressively all along your I would say your modelization steps. You will be able to correct and adjust the analytical model. So let me show you. Sorry, just I will answer here the small video to present the tools. So here we isolated just one level of the project. Let's activate the automate and analytical model. So we will see here we are going to draw walls, and you will see that automatically two panels will be created according the geometry, and if we select the panel, all the properties will be there. You see, adding here some windows will created here an openings. We will create here a floor. So you see here automatically a floor is added using the same properties, thickness, floor, the materials. And so you see this approach is quite interesting. We can add an openings as well on the physical model. It will be automatically reported to the analytical model. So with this approach, what is very interesting is that a BIM modeler can create a physical model, and he can instantaneously see and have an eye and a control on how the analytical model is created within the Revit files. Same for this series of BIM. You see here we are going to snap the column and draw those beams, and instantaneously we can see those beams on the model, check them, correct them if needed in terms of node location, for example, and control the property. So automate analytical model, in one word, it's live analytical model creation based on the physical model, and it's really as well a nice tool, because it's the creation of the analytical model is done very fast and without I would say affecting the Revit performance on the model itself. So let's continue with workflow with FOM software to close this session. So here the idea is just to illustrate how you can leverage the analytical model in Revit, because indeed, why creating an analytical model in Revit? One of the main purposes is to enable structural engineering BIM workflow, meaning connecting Revit model to design analysis software to run the calculation. This round trip engineering workflow. It's something that really is one of the main reason of this analytical model embedded in Revit. So at Greatech we have our own design software, which is Advanced Design, our finite element mesh software, but those workflows could be synced with other external software. It could work as well. So let's start, for example, with Revit and the analytical model. We can export the model in Advanced Design. Step 2. Step 3, we can launch a calculation, seismic calculation or whatever. We can bring back the result in Revit and use the PowerPack detailing command, which is another set of commands in comparison of all I described before to adjust and correct the analytical model. We can use the design command to generate a 3D rebar reinforcement cage based on those FOM data. So to showcase this workflow, let's take as an example this project. We have to connect I would say Revit to our design software. We develop a specific connector that we name BIM Connect, which enabling the transfer, the automatic transfer of the analytical project from Revit to Advanced Design. By the way, we can export only the physical model, by the way, without having the analytical model in Revit, and Advanced Design could work anyway because it will generate its own analytical model. There is really several workflow possible, but let's leverage the analytical model first. So here the model which was transferred to Advanced Design. What I can do with Advanced Design, plenty of things in terms of analysis, steel analysis, concrete analysis, seismic analysis, climatic load generation, and so on. Here I run just quickly a quick gravity calculation, and based on that, Advanced Design can generate some result, and we can export as well all those results or geometrical modification and synchronize them back into Revit. For that, we are using a specific file format which is GTCX, which is GRETEX Transfer Center Extension, which is our own file format, which enabling us, based on XML files, to transfer and to exchange all information regarding here, for example, some modification that we can run on Advanced Design. For example, here you see we can see that some supports were created in Advanced Design that were not initially existing in the Revit model. So this dialog box is very powerful because it's not a black box. You can really monitor and control what you want to create in the Revit model, what modification you want to synchronize, to modify, and so on. So here, once I imported the result, so actually I bring back from Advanced Design all modification from the geometrical point of view, and also I bring back the FEM data, which are stored as FEM result package in Revit, which is a native concept in Revit, so Revit result package. I can go to the Power Pack tab, use the import analysis result, and based on those results which were run in Advanced Design, because why run those analysis outside Revit is to have a dedicated interface to run local design codes and so on. So here in Revit, when I import those existing results, you see, when I will select, for example, this column, I will get a torsor. I would say I will get all efforts on this structural element, and I can run the calculation, for example, here to generate on this multi-span beam, for example. I can select them, click on calculate. So here we group them to create a multi-span calculation, and I can run calculation, and automatically the software in Revit will generate a rebar cage according some reinforcement assumption and some local codes to place the transversal bar, the longitudinal bar, some top bars, additional bars, some support, and so on. And this is a very interesting workflow because we are creating native Revit rebar here. User can still modify them, adjust them, add some new bars, but we know that here the rebar cage generated here is based on FEM data coming from a validated software and which rely on the analytical model from Revit, which was the starting point. So it's an interesting workflow, and we can generalize this for any structural members. When I say any, I'm referring to footings, beams, columns, walls, and slabs. It's a particular workflow because we can automate some part, but automating a slabs at 100%, it's more specific. For slabs, we are more proposing an hybrid approach, I would say. A second workflow that I described, but I will not showcase this one, is that we can also bring another piece of software and of techno here. It's to actually start from Revit, export the model in Advanced Design step 2, and launch the calculation, export in Revit, and bring back and synchronize the analytical model design and calculated in Advanced Design back to Revit. So you see in step 3 we can see the bending moment, the effort inside Revit, and from Revit I can isolate one object, a beam, a column, a footing, export it in a standalone application, our Advanced Design modules application. For example, here what you can see in step 4 is the user interface for beam calculation. It's a standalone application that design only beams, so a simple one, but outside Revit, and I can design my rebar cage outside Revit, and I can bring back this cage back to Revit. So here, for example, between step 4 and step 5, I can use my standalone application to add the pressure, openings on the beam, and generate the 3D rebar cage. So you see several workflow, very flexible. Why we are proposing several workflow? In order to make those process more close to your way of working in your company. So actually that's it for this session. Do not hesitate to come back to us and to connect to us. Visit our website, our YouTube playlist channel, or join our LinkedIn group. Do not hesitate to place any question relative to those topics. You can connect to me as well on LinkedIn. I would be more than happy to help you and to guide you to adopt those new workflow. Thanks again for your participation to this session. Hope you like it, and hope to see you soon in the coming webinar organized by Greatech. Thanks you again, and see you soon. Bye.